We need more players to go for it. If there was no backup, then it's ultra embarrassing, as we've just noticed. Hinging all bets on one player, that being Zubamendi. If they had another player in waiting, how would that player feel if they're the second choice and only being looked at because the first choice didn't work out? Players aren't going to hang around for that. They have their own careers to look out for. Now, many have said, what if you go back in for Varela or whoever else these players have been touted? How will they react when you say to them, yep, so by the way, you want to go, come play for us? It's like, bro, you guys left me hanging for 3 weeks because you had something better in the works, and I'm not going to be a backup to you. I'm not going to be the number 2. I'm going to be number 1. You didn't go in for me. Thanks, see you later, goodbye, and then walk away. That's how it goes. I would expect the same thing if we're looking at if someone's looking at signing one of our players and they're umming and ahhing and they said, I don't want to move anymore, and they wanted it to stay. Cool, it is what it is. Now, we really should have gone for players in July at minimum, start of July. Transfer window opened in June. We had June, July, it's August. We're the only club in the top 5 leagues in Europe to not have made one signing. Even the goalkeeper we were apparently looking at, Mamadashvili, he's not even looking at being a signing now. They're thinking that he's just going to stay there. We don't need to replace Allison just yet. We've got Kelleher and Jarosz as backup since Adrian left. So it's going to be sticky times ahead. But the DM was definitely needed. Everybody knows that. For me, a centre-back is also needed because Matip left. Kanate is injured more often than not. And you've got youngster Kwanzaa, who is getting into his own here, but he's still a youngster. And then you've also got Gomez, who can fit into that centre-back position, but I think he's better utilised out on the left side, on the left wing, with Robertson and Tsimikas as the other left-backs and proper left-backs at that. On the right side, you've got Trent, you've got Bradley. Even Trent's situation is up in arms at the moment. A left winger, many people have touted that assists and scores consistent goals at a minimum of 15 a season. For me, I think that's what we need. If Diaz can do what he did in that friendly against Sevilla, and if he can do that consistently every 2 or 3 games, bang a goal in, get an assist, thank you very much. That's your job. Part of what you need to be doing is getting the assist, getting the final product out there. Not happening. Not actually happening at the moment. A striker that has a conversion rate at a minimum 30%. 1 shot in 3 should be a goal. So if you take 3 shots, 1 of those shots should be in the back of the net. You should be scoring a goal, not 1 shot in 6. Like Darwin, I think many people have said Darwin Núñez has got a lower conversion rate than Nicholas Jackson. And everyone clowns on Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea, right? Now, the other thing is Virgil, Trent, Allison, and Salah. Their contracts are still unrenewed, and it leaves us with our toppest of top players. I made that word up. I know it's not a word. Leaving on a free or being sold to other clubs, even at their ages, minus Trent because he's in his mid to late 20s, and Allison because he's a goalkeeper. So, Allison going, it would suck 100%. Maybe it could be time for him to go. I wouldn't want him to. But if it does go, I'm not sure where he would end up going. Trent, on the other hand, we cannot afford to lose Trent. He needs to stay remaining. And like I said at the start, if we want to look at Zubamendi and say, how dare you string us along like this? Well, we have to hold the same energy for Trent if it's Real Madrid calling as well. If Real Madrid are saying, hey, Trent, we want you to come play for us, and he's umming and ahhing, and then he says, I don't know, I sort of want to stay here. I like the Albert Docks. I like the Beatles statues. I like the Liver Bird. I'm just, whatever. And then they say, all right, cool, whatever. Real Madrid then maybe look like they've got a little bit of egg on their face. Like if a player won't go to Real Madrid, something's going on there. Something's going on there. But if Real Madrid say, you're taking too long, we're done chasing you, thank you, goodbye, they would say Real Madrid stood on business. And if we did the same thing to Zubamendi, if we said by Sunday night, you give us an answer, if he said, yeah, I'm undecided, cool, thank you very much, we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to go somewhere else. We're leaving. Thank you very much. Thanks. We're gonna try our luck. Now, let's not forget we had many men out on stretchers, injured for over 2 months, and we still got something done. But lightning doesn't hit strike twice. Injuries will happen and players will miss games, which is why a DM is desperately needed amongst a defender and a forward for me. We can't get 3 players in for whatever reason with the league starting in a few days' time and the transfer window less than 2 weeks until it's closed. It's not progressing the club forward, just keeping us in the here and now. It's not even looking great. Maybe not for this season, but for the season after that. We're selling and loaning out youngsters, but not bringing in any players to replace them. So we're being run thin with no bench, in which case, holy shit, maybe Greasy Don might have a point where he says that Chelsea's squad is going to be better than Liverpool's, but then again, Chelsea's squad has got 2 squads worth in 1. And all this to happen a year to the day on the whole Caicedo situation when the deal fell apart, a year to the day, and many were saying that it would be like another Caicedo situation, and it ended up being another Caicedo situation. And just for reference, this is what I mean when I say players going out on loan. We've got Bajcetic, who is looking at potentially being sent out on loan because he missed most of last season. And my whole thing is, bruv, how the hell are we meant to take players out and send them out on loan when we need players for the bench? We need players to come in and help us and assist us. There's potential there. There's talent in Bajcetic. We said, man, we could have used Bajcetic last season. He was injured. He's back. Why the hell would you want to send him out on loan? What a brain-dead move from the club if this actually does happen. It'd be stupid. It'd be odd. We're selling players instead and loaning them out instead of keeping them along and making sure that they stay and remain. Now, I've seen many people mention Klopp. The Klopp situation, was Klopp a power thing? There are people theorising that Klopp left because of FSG and signings not being made, even though he brought in Gakpo, McAllister, Nunez, just to name a few. Was the ambition lacking? Did we not try to do anything else? We even tried to get Andre from Fluminense, I think he was, from Fluminense, if you remember last season, and that didn't happen and nothing else was discussed moving forward. I think we realised, man, we really don't have a DM and we're going to need a DM, in which case then Endo came into the picture because Fabinho's legs had gone and he got sold. He went away. He just couldn't do what we needed for him. Henderson had gone as well. Milner had moved on. It was just time to replace the players, which we did. This is what it is. But nothing happened further in that Andre situation. It was undecisive and we said, cool, screw that. Now, Klopp couldn't bring in Caicedo. Neither Tchouameni. He went to Real Madrid. Same as Bellingham went to Real Madrid. Lavia to Chelsea, and many others. Now, Klopp's manager power is not to be understated. He was a big part, in my opinion, in why many players came to Liverpool. Edwards and Julian Ward at the time might have done the work, but they were talking to players on the proviso that they'll be playing under Jurgen Klopp. He's gone, and we can't hide under that cover now. It's done. It is done. Now, for Arne Slot himself has said he has a good squad of players. He needs to assess his squad, which he did. He assessed his squad. Cool, he's done all that, but why would you need to assess a squad when you know what you've got at the moment? You know the positions these players play in. Unless he thought, let me see how these players end up working. Let me see how these guys can actually make do. Let me see how they operate. Where could I put someone else? Where can I change somebody? Why do you need to assess players when you know we need a DM? A DM is the most obvious position that we could have undertaken. But it would have been a surprise if there were no more players being signed. He said that himself, meaning he's looking at getting more players because at the moment we're learning our bench options. However, Slot is now under extreme pressure if no one else comes through to perform in all 4 comps with last year's crop of players, and it'll be very easy to say Slot is a failure. He's no good. Liverpool fucked this one up. He may rate the players, but he'd be daft if he himself doesn't know he needs more for specific roles.